What is going on, everyone? This is NinjaGeek here, and today I want to arise a problem that is wrong with the Microsoft Xbox reporting system, specifically on Xbox One, of course, because that is the current generation of consoles. I will be referencing the 360 in this video, but this video is a direct informational video towards Microsoft and coming from a community standpoint and as a player in the community, and I think that lots of people would agree with this. Now, some people might have different opinions on how to change this system, but you can leave those down there in the comments below. But I want to arise this problem and bring it up to Microsoft because I think that they've been doing a lot of great things for the Xbox One since it launched, especially that we've had, obviously, the preview program has been for preview members, which is now becoming the insider program, available to everyone across Xbox Live and Xbox One, and a bunch of new features keep releasing. Like recently we had the clubs feature that was in preview for a while, and now it has officially released this holiday. It's like the holiday update, looking for groups, so on and so forth, just more experiences to Xbox One. But one thing I think that they really need to look at, and that they really need to investigate more time into, is the Xbox reporting system, because right now the reporting system, I feel, is really extremely broken, and I think it's worse than the Xbox 360. Now, the Xbox 360, I think, did it right to some extent, but the Xbox One kind of lost some features that the Xbox 360 actually had, which was the prefer the player and the avoid the player option. Now, getting into it, when you actually first go to report a player, sometimes, of course, you will get those people that report you for no reason just because they want to mess with you and troll you and report you and whatnot, and they'll get their friends to bandwagon and say, oh, report this guy because we want to. And obviously, if you're really doing nothing wrong, Microsoft is not going to do anything or ban you and whatnot. But the reporting system as a whole, if you take a look at it, let's say someone on the other team just happens to be cheating in a game, right? They're not like playing the game right. They end up cheating, and when I mean cheating, I don't mean like camping in a corner. That's unsupporting behavior. I'm talking like this guy on the other team is in a rock or in some sort of wall that you can't see him, and he ends up killing you or something like that of the sorts. Then obviously you would go ahead and report him for cheating. But the thing about it is, I could just go on this guy's profile and hit report for cheating and hit OK and submit a report. It is way too easy to submit a report. And when it's easy, that means that anybody can do it. So what I have to fix this problem is if you actually made it so that you have to type in an additional comment to send a report. Now, I don't know specifically whether Microsoft looks at the comments on the reports or not, but the problem with not having the comment on there or having the comment being optional is that so many reports could be filed against one person, and while that is a good thing to get rid of the bad players, sometimes it's used in a bad way, and it could potentially harm good players that do absolutely nothing wrong just because people feel like reporting them. And the reputation system has always been something that's been on Xbox Live, even on the 360. However, it's different across the console. So on the 360, you had between a 1 and a 5-star reputation, I believe, if I remember correctly. On the Xbox One, you just have a good standing point, a medium standing point, and a not so good standing point on like a bar rating, like sort of like a rainbow-ish icon. And they pretty much do the same exact thing, except on the 360, if lots of people reported you and didn't like you in games and stuff, your rep would go down, but it really didn't mean a whole lot. And the way to get your reputation back up on the 360 was by preferring the player, playing with them a lot, playing more multiplayer games, and that got them into a more preferred, a higher reputation status. However, on the Xbox One, what happens is players will sometimes be wrongly accused of doing something, and Microsoft just assumes that they are. If they're getting lots of reports, their reputation will go down to needs work, which is the lowest form of reputation you could have. And when you're in the needs work stage, what ends up happening is you cannot play multiplayer games for the most part. There are some occasional games you could play, but most games like Overwatch, Destiny, I don't think you could play any multiplayer game. And Microsoft specifically states to get out of the needs work reputation, you need to play with players on multiplayer games and without being reported, to gain a higher reputation. And the problem with that is, since there is no prefer player option, and granted, people would probably just get their friends to prefer them as a player on the 360 to try and make the reputation go up, but it really just ultimately breaks the system, because if you have to play a multiplayer game to get the reputation up, but the game won't let you play a multiplayer game if you're on the needs work section of the reputation. That's kind of a broken system, and therefore that whole system, I feel, needs to be fixed, and fixed in a way that still bans and protects people against the actual cheaters that are out there and the people that are really just offensive. But in terms of speaking regular, the system is really, really flawed, because I've actually had friends that have gone on the needs work side and they could not play, because when you're on a needs work reputation, you're on a different system than everyone else. So if I go into an Overwatch party and I per se am on needs work, but everyone else is on an okay or a good reputation standing, the game is going to search for people that have needs work in their name, and for the most part, that's pretty much a very small player base, and you pretty much can't find multiplayer games, and some games, I believe, like Overwatch, won't even allow you to play the game, because it will just say unknown time while searching and searching and searching for over and over, and that's just one example. But that whole system, I believe, needs to be fixed, and I know that we have to stick it out and ban the people that are really bad, because there are people that actually physically cheat. They get like modded consoles and certain things that shouldn't be allowed, but the problem is that reporting is way too easy on Xbox One as it is right now, because anybody can report anyone. And I know that just adding one comment, you could probably put in a letter and hit submit and report. There is that probability too, but the thing is, when Microsoft goes and looks at these reports, they should make it so that you cannot send, like, they should have some sort of system built up, and Microsoft is a big company, so I feel like they can put this in their system of Xbox Live, that it's a system where it determines what the comment says and what they reported them for before clicking the OK button to report them, instead of just going to someone's profile and saying, oh, this person was camping in a corner and I don't like this person, well, I'm just going to report him, and that's the end of that. And it's just, the reporting system is way too much, and the fact that on the Xbox One there is no prefer player / avoid player, that really throws it off too, because like I said before, on the 360, if you got in a bad reputation, number one, it wouldn't really mean anything. It would just mean that your profile is not really that good, so maybe that other people should avoid you. But you could also prefer the player to get them in a better reputation status. But like I just said, on the 360, it really didn't matter, because multiplayer still worked whether or whatnot. And I have not been on a bad reputation on the 360, so maybe it didn't work, but I'm assuming that it did work, because nobody really complained about that when they were on a bad reputation, and I have seen a lot of people on bad reputations on the 360, but on the Xbox One, with the no prefer player option, you can't do that. You have to physically play multiplayer games, which some games don't let you play when you're on a bad reputation. And that is the whole problem right there that I keep going over. So I do believe that Microsoft, you should fix this problem of the reporting system, because it's way too easy as it is right now to go to somebody's profile and hit report on a thing. And another thing aside from that, I really wish you would bring back the prefer player / avoid player option, because yes, we do have the block option where you can block from getting messages or voice messages or anything of the sorts, but the block button doesn't mean that you're going to avoid them in general. You could still be matched up with them. If you're playing multiplayer games, you can still be matched up with players that you block. It's just blocking you from getting messages from them and so on and so forth. And I don't feel that that's the best system. Either make it so when you block someone, you have the option to block them completely so you don't play with them or people pretty much like them ever again, or just bring back the prefer player / avoid player options to kind of give more lenience towards, you know, helping out the system a little bit, because right now it's kind of more one-sided. It's like if you have a bad reputation, you're paying Microsoft potentially like a year's worth of gold for Xbox Live. You're giving them $60 a year, and they're telling you that you can't play multiplayer games just because lots of people reported you, could be for unknown reasons, and I think that that's really unfair. And like I keep saying, I understand that people need to be reported and banned for cheating and so on and so forth, but it's right now to a point where the reporting side is way too much, and I think you need to be able to have a legitimate comment in there before it gets sent to Microsoft. And like I said, I don't know if they look over the comments at all when they're reviewing the reports from people that they're getting, but I think that going forward, if they have a lot, they allow it so that you have to write a comment in there for the report that you're filing. Lots of people would not even bother with reporting them unless they were doing something that is really, really bad, that you would say, yeah, I'll spend my time filling out a report for this, because, like I said, anybody could just be trolling in a game or sitting in a corner the entire match, and they're playing the game how they want to play it, and then the other person's like, oh, well, that person's stupid, I'm going to report him, and they get a lot of reports, and now suddenly they're down to needs work for no reason at all, and I just don't like that whole system. It was better on the Xbox 360, and I like everything that Microsoft is doing for the Xbox One and the updates, but the report system needs to be fixed on Xbox One and Xbox Live, so I really hope that they focus on that, because it is pretty broken as it is right now. It's leaning more towards one side rather than the other, but you can let me know your opinions on this down below. Maybe some of you have gone into the needs work reputation, and it is pretty hard to get out of it, because I know my friend that was actually from work, he went on needs work for about 2, maybe 3 weeks, and he pretty much couldn't play any other game than Call of Duty, because I think Call of Duty is like the only game you could play if you're on needs work. And with Call of Duty where it is right now, it's pretty frustrating to play only Call of Duty, when there's other games like Destiny, Overwatch, and especially with the new Destiny update that's coming out. If you're enjoying Destiny, I heard there's a Destiny update. We got the Overwatch update coming out. It's hard to explain. It's not like I'm trying to be nice to people that are mean. People that need to be banned, but there are some times where it just goes too far, and the reporting system is too lenient where it is now, in my own opinion. But that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you on the next one. This is NinjaGeek. I'm out, and peace.